Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaime and this is Let's Talk About It. So today I've decided to show you my table decor, my blow mold collection. I love pumpkins, and I had these two dolls that I did not like anymore. One of them was a doll I didn't like, and the other, Precious Moments, was kind of wrecked. I couldn't even resell her. So we decided to turn them into pumpkins, and I'm going to show you the steps that we took to doing these two dolls. And also I made some pumpkins, some paper mache pumpkins, and I will show you how we did those as well. And maybe you'll get some ideas and do some for your festivities this Halloween. Okay, so I want to start the paper mache process first because this takes a long time because you have to let it dry and then do another layer and paint and all that and drying. So this is what I needed. I got a bowl, a balloon. I got this thing right here. It's just tape. It's just to put the balloon on top of like a base, and paint and something to stir the glue. And you need water, and I got a little paintbrush to paint on the glue. So I took, I think it's like 3/4 to 1/4 of glue and water, water being the quarter. And you just kind of like, mix it up till it's like a little like thinner consistency than glue. It's not too watery though. It's definitely like something when you're done mixing it. I was afraid it was going to be too watery because I was following the directions on a Pinterest site, and I always get like nervous because Pinterest is not always the best place to get your recipes from, but it seemed to work. So what I did was I lightly glued the base, whatever you use, a cup or anything. I just used an old tape thing. And then you kind of just like stick your balloon and hold it, let it like dry for 1 second. And that will keep your balloon standing up straight. Oh, and obviously you need some sort of paper. I just didn't say that with all the supplies, but I figured you guys knew this. So what I did is took old supermarket flyers and I cut them in little squares. I should have actually went even half the size because it was hard to turn like on the curve, to wrap it around. I should have went smaller. So if you want to cut them even smaller than I did to have an easier time, because this was literally my first time doing this, a lot of trial and error. I did both painting it like this, and then I just dunked it in to saturate it to go, faster. Also, you have to go many layers. I should have went one more layer. My buckets they came out a little thinner than I wanted. Like, I wanted to be able to hold candy if I needed it to. Obviously, I'm not going to, but that is the purpose of these buckets. These buckets were made, I don't know how long ago. They could probably go to the 1920s, maybe even before, but they used to make these paper mache pumpkins, and if you can find them today, they are very valuable. And I try to look for one that I can buy myself, and they're just so expensive, but one day I'm going to buy one. And I think they did a different method than this. I think they grinded up their paper and made a paste, which that's going to be what I try next. I just wanted to do the old-fashioned balloon method that you did in like grade school. We all did this, and so I just went with what I kind of like knew with the balloon, but I will definitely be trying that method. So it's been 24 hours and it seems like they've dried, so it's time to paint them. So yeah, I gave it a first coat of paint, and like I said, I'm learning, and I realized I didn't prime it and I suck. So I instantly knew I was gonna have to go over it. So if you're gonna do this with some sort of paper that you see the ads, get a primer, because I'm not a painter or a professional, so I didn't know anything about primer. So I was like, boo. So I had to wait another 24 hours and paint it again, because you can't paint over it when it's wet. It will just slide right off. So this is the next day. And I just painted them again, and they're kind of now starting to look like a pumpkin. And look at my boyfriend over here. He's painting the other one to be Frankenstein. So after several nights and coats of paint and my boyfriend designing a face, he sprayed them. And I think both of these pumpkins came out so good. He sprayed them, and now these pumpkins are ready to join my pumpkin collection. So this is the doll that I bought. She is a Snap Star. Is that what it says? Snap Shop? Anyway, I did not like this doll. I didn't like how the wig fit in the back of the head. It has a big hole. I was gonna put her on my eBay store until I realized she doesn't sell for very much, so it wasn't worth my time. And then I had the wonderful idea of turning her into a pumpkin. So I went and got some acetone, and I got a Q-tip because I didn't want to ruin anything I didn't have to, so I wanted to go careful. It took a little while with the Q-tip. You could probably use like a cotton ball, but I was being careful because I was new to this. So now I started doing the eyebrows, and as you can tell, it works pretty good. This is her without eyebrows. I wish I looked that good without eyebrows, but she looks very good. This is a very pretty doll. I just don't like the execution of the top of the head with the hair. It was just terrible. So with this hairline, I can possibly do something with the pumpkin. So here she is being sprayed first before we put on paint, because what we were going to first initially do, now my boyfriend's going to continue on with her because I'm not very good at painting. He does all my painting for me. I just have the ideas and I tell him what I want to do. So initially I wanted him to go over her with the dry pastels in the Rembrandt. And after a few coats, and we even sprayed her first. They said if you spray her, it should hold on. And it was holding on, but we had so much fallout that it just nothing was holding. So I did contact my friend that's a doll customizer, and they told me to use, and she doesn't look bad here. This is her with multiple coats of green and orange, but that's not pumpkin-y to me. So we had to go with acrylic paint, and that's what he's doing here. So it's a little bit different of a look than I was initially going for. But this is the first doll we're doing, so we're going to figure out if this method is what we want to do next time. But either way, this is how it's going with the acrylic paints. Like I said, my boyfriend's doing the painting, and I'm telling him exactly what I want to be done. We work as a wonderful team together, both of us. And yeah, so this is him putting in the lines with the pencils first, and then he's going to darken it again. He's not painting the lines on because we don't want it to be I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it would be too bright if you painted the lines on. So I like the shading is probably the word I'm looking for. Yeah, so she's coming along very well. You can tell he's outlining the nose for her to have her nose. And I'm assuming the lips were going to be the hottest, but he actually did a great job. I told him, I said, you could probably be a makeup designer as well. Here is the stick. This is what gave me the idea, because I hated that doll, and I was like, what could you put in the top of her head? And I'm like, a stick for a pumpkin head. So this was the inspiration for this doll. I took some felt, I made some 2 leaves, and I let it dry overnight with a clip, and this is what it looks like. And we put glue and stuck it in. So I think it looks cute. And all we have to do now, I think he already sprayed her. Yeah, he sprayed her at this point. And this is her all finished. And she's ready to join my pumpkin table. And I am in love. So the next doll we decided to turn into a pumpkin is a vinyl Precious Moments doll. And this girl I'm actually very proud of. So we painted her. She was fairly easy at this point to paint. We sprayed her. I think he just did 1 coat. And he liked those streaky lines in her because it looked like she had the pumpkin lines. I can't sew. However, I have tons of extra clown costumes from my dolls. So she fit perfectly in this clown costume. So next was the hair. So I decided to do like a extension thing type of deal with yarn, and I just did kind of like box braids, and this is how it was going. It takes patience and time, but the end result is very rewarding. One good thing about doing these braids is she's not a human being, so I did not have to be gentle with her, so I wasn't pulling on her hair, so that was nice. I could actually braid really fast. So I saved the top for a ponytail, and I took some natural twine, and I just took a long piece and just wrapped it around really tight. And as I got to the top, I tried to go tighter so it gets smaller, so it would give the appearance like it was a real stem on a pumpkin. And I think it actually came out so cute. Okay, so last process. So I took these little charms. They were on like twinkle lights from the Dollar Tree. They didn't work anymore, so I tore them off and I put hot glue and I stuck them to the parts where her hair ended, and I just continued on with the yarn, and I tried to kind of like mask that a little. You know, you couldn't, but I really like how she turned out with the hair part, and she's ready to join my table as well. So I pulled 2 pieces of her vine dreads behind her hair, so it has some sort of like a style to it. But this is her on the table joining the rest of the pumpkin crew, and I'll give you a quick look at the back. All I had to do is tie the yarn in a knot for it to stay. And I like how it came out, guys. What do you think of this hairstyle? I ended up naming this girl Patch, and I ended up naming this girl Jackie, short for Jack-o'-lantern, of course. But I am very proud on how those 2 dolls came out. My boyfriend does an amazing job at painting anything I ask him to, and I love that doll's hair. So this is my blow mold collection of pumpkins. I've been collecting them for a little while. I found a few this year, and my boyfriend bought me a vintage one. My first really old one from the 50s. Like I said, these blow molds are very expensive, so I don't always buy them, but when I see them at yard sales or savers or anything like thrift, I pick up these blow mold pumpkins. As far as the blow mold lawn decor, there's so much money, but I plan on getting more every year. These pumpkins are cool. I like all kinds of different ones. This one was mine from high school. I have my son's pumpkin here, and he didn't have a pumpkin for very long. I think it was when he was little, and then he moved on to a pillowcase. This is my 1950s blow mold with the pumpkin on top of the cat. My boyfriend bought me this year. I was like, babe, this is so romantic that you bought me a vintage blow mold, because I've always wanted one. This is my son's right here. This is his when he was younger. And then I have some from the 80s, some from the 60s. This is a 1993 McDonald's one. They don't make them like this anymore. I was in high school when that one came out. This is what they came out with last year, which is trash compared to the buckets. This was the inspiration for us doing the paper mache buckets. I had gotten this one at an antique shop, and I thought that was super cool, and I think they look so good on the table with my other pumpkins. The face on them is so fun. How cute. The base of the table has some fabric that I got at Walmart that has like fall leaves. I got like a couple packages of the fabric, so it has like a fall look. I do like to collect these blow mold flashlights from back in the day. I think they're super cool and they look really good on the table. This big blow mold pumpkin was the first one I ever got a few years back, and I love him. I put him out every year. I have all my pumpkin dolls or anything that has pumpkin on this table, because I do have a few pumpkin dolls. I get decor and party favors and party items from that I think are cool from like Dollar Tree or any sort of party store, and I just add it to my collection. I don't really open it. I just like the packaging and the look. And I do the cups too. I like to get those cheapy little cups, especially if they have a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern face on it. I like to collect these little baby things. They look like so fun when you put it all together. This one right here was this year's from Walmart. So this is like a new addition to the collection. My boyfriend will get anything that's like wooden with a jack-o'-lantern and paint it for my collection. He's so sweet. He'll draw me little pictures of things that he knows that I love. Like he drew me this one on a little, I don't know, it's like painter's thing, canvas, that's the word. This one he drew for me, so cute, just on regular paper, like we're in school and he's passing me a note. I just think it's so cute. This is my vintage cast iron Halloween cat doorstop, but I put him on my table at Halloween time. And these are cards. I do collect cards. When I see a big pumpkin, I can't stop myself from buying it. I like this one too. I like if it says Happy Halloween because, you know, Halloween cards, nobody ever sends me a Halloween card, so I buy my own cards on Halloween. This is cool. This is Murano glass, and I had to tape it in the light because I couldn't get a good look. But this is glass from Italy called Murano glass, and they made candy, and I love it. It stays out year-round on my table, and people always think it's beautiful candy, but it's just glass. And I put it on my Halloween table because of candy and Halloween. My friend Denisa is a professional colorer, and she colored me that. And inside here I have my Sam stuff and my little pumpkin teddy bears I took out of my room and I put it on my table. Obviously, we don't do anything on this table. We eat on our kitchen bar when we eat. It's only me and my boyfriend that live here. So we don't need the table, so we always put our decorations on it. So this isn't exactly a tablescape or anything. This is just all my stuff on one table. That is glass from France. I thought those were so cool. So I don't even drink out of them because I don't want them to break. This is a Dolly Dingle. That's so hard for me to say. This is pumpkin, and this doll comes with a little pumpkin. And yeah, I love that little face, almost like a Campbell kid. Michael Myers, my boyfriend bought me him this year. He's so cool. These I just got. I'm going to put them on my front porch. They're from Kmart, and obviously I got them thrifting because Kmart's not around. But you put them on your porch lights, and they're supposed to look wicked cool. And inside this basket, I have all kinds of Halloween noisemakers and things that I collect. That's another picture my boyfriend made for me. A few of my pumpkin dolls are over here. I have a felt pumpkin house bird feeder right there. And then there's Patch. And these are the flashlights that I collect. I love them. If I ever see them, I will always pick them up. I like different ones. This one's this year's. If you look in, you can have a project, like you can project a pumpkin like onto your friend's face as you're walking in the dark. It's pretty cool. But yeah, also I put a bunch of pumpkins in here, like a vase full of flowers. And I think she looks so good in the mix of all. She's holding a felt pumpkin. I do have my little elf up there with my different color pumpkins because those different color pumpkins can't go on my table because they're not orange. So, and that's my popcorn art back there. I love popcorn art. I also love collecting these little mini blow mold party favor treat buckets. I like to stack them on top of each other, and then I have these. I get these from like the Dollar Tree or Family Dollar. And I like to just stack things. I like to stack the buckets. It's one of my most favorite ways to decorate. And yeah, these blow molds totally make me happy. And so does everything else on this table. Oh, and here are two pumpkins I can't really put on the table because they're my tattoos. This one is the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. And this was one when I got younger, a little happy pumpkin. So guys, that was my Halloween tabletop tour and a couple of my Halloween projects I did this year. What do you guys think? Do you guys get into Halloween decor as much as me? And if you're a blow mold collector, you get me. You search for these blow molds even in the summer. So guys, if you like this video, please press like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.